Hello followers and welcome back to my Minecraft tutorial. This is episode 71 and in today's episode we're here at the brewery, and that's because we're going to be talking about the changes that occurred to potions and golden apples in 1.6. So in addition to hunger getting a bit of a change, potions also got some nerfing as well. So there's not too much to talk about, but there is enough to where I feel it's important to cover it in its own episode, and we did spend a good half an hour last episode talking about the hunger changes, so I shouldn't try and cram too much in. So the first thing we're going to look at is the changes to regeneration potions. Now, regeneration potions, if you're not familiar, by the way, if you're not, I did a full episode not too long ago on potion brewing, which I will link in the description, so you can go check that video out if you want to know more about how to brew potions. But if you don't know, currently for right now, regeneration heals you or gives you hearts over time. And in 1.6 this got nerfed. So now in 1.6 the basic regeneration potion, the one you get from just brewing it in a brewing stand and taking it out, will restore 9 hearts over time, and that gives you half a heart every 2.5 seconds. So if you want to go into a fight and you want to take a regeneration potion, you're going to get half a heart every 2.5 seconds. So it's pretty slow. It can be handy just to have that going on in the background, but you really can't get yourself into tight situations like you could before and just pop a regen potion and be fine. The extended version, so this guy, will now restore 42 hearts over time with half a heart again every 2.5 seconds. So this one is if you want a more of a long-term background effect going on. Just so that you can get that little bit of a helping hand as you're probably just fighting different mobs. That could be very useful. Aside from that, there is also the one with increased potency. This guy, when you brew it with glowstone, and that is the Regeneration 2, that restores 9 hearts over time with half a heart every 1.25 seconds. So just over every second you will get half a heart. This one is the more useful one. This is what the former basic potion used to be. This used to be that, but now they've changed it a little bit. They've nerfed it just a tad. So unfortunately it does mean that regeneration potions aren't as useful as they used to be, particularly considering you need gas tiers to brew them as well. But I think that regeneration is now better if you can receive it from a beacon, because then it doesn't run out and it kind of adds a nice background effect. It can be handy in certain situations, and we will talk about that later on when we talk about the golden apples, but they're not that useful anymore, unfortunately, but that's the changes with them. Now let's talk about instant health potions. So instant health potions now restore 2 hearts instead of 3, just the basic variety, the instant health 1 I guess you could call it. This, now if I pop this and it hits me directly, or if I drink one, then it's going to give me 2 hearts back instead of 3 that it did in 1.5 and lower. Now if I extend it, which is really easy to do with a glowstone, and I get instant health 2, then I get 4 hearts. Formerly it used to be 6, but now you get 4 hearts from instant health. So again, not that useful anymore compared to what it used to be. These are more useful than those because these can be used in a quick snap. Get a couple of those on your bar if you run really low on health, then you can get 4 hearts back. If you have decent armor, it could save your life, that kind of thing. But that was the changes with instant health potions. Now let's talk about the changes to strength potions, and these have become way more useful than they used to be. Strength now adds, as you can see there, 130% more attack damage. So what does this mean? Well, it means that for whatever melee attack you do, you're going to do 130% more damage than what you did before. So if I was to go up and punch a zombie, then I would do 160% more damage than I would do without it on. And similarly, for the extended strength potion, that does 260% more attack damage. So taking either one of these gives you a huge advantage. This one I think is a bit better than that one, because all you need now is a sharpness 3 diamond sword. You may even be able to do it with lower levels of sharpness, but sharpness 3 diamond sword is what I know, and you can one hit every mob bar enderman, and most of the time you'll kill enderman in 2 hits unless you get a low sharpness roll. So this is really handy. I have tested this out quite extensively across many different worlds, and every time it has one hit a mob. This one, no question, I think you'll probably be able to do that with just an unenchanted diamond sword. You'll probably be able to one hit mobs with this strength 2 potion, but again that would require more testing. I don't know too much because I don't brew these very often, especially now that just one extended for 8 minutes means that I can go out and one-shot everything all night to get lots of resources. It's pretty handy, I have to say. Obviously we're still going to need good armor and a good bow for skeletons, but one thing to note with strength potions is they don't affect ranged attacks. So if you shoot a mob with a bow, it's not going to do any effects. Strength only affects melee attacks, so swords, or actually physically hitting the mob instead of shooting it, or throwing a splash potion at it, for example. They're all range attacks, and there's not really too much more to talk about as regards potions. I'm not 100% sure whether speed got a bit of a boost, but now if you take a normal speed potion you get 20% extra speed, and I believe if you take the speed 2 potion you get 40% more. And we were actually going to take a test of this because I have some speed potions in this brewing stand, so we're going to take a look at that. But now here's where the big change comes in. Golden apples. Now golden apples have had quite a few remodels over the 1.6 snapshots, but it seems that now Mojang are happy with where it's at. The first big change is you can't make them with gold nuggets anymore. Nope. You need a apple in the middle just as you could before, and you need to surround it with gold ingots now, and you get the golden apple. Now the golden apple, instead of what it did before, now gives you 5 seconds of regeneration 2, much like this guy will do. This one is even longer than this, and it will also give you 2 minutes of absorption. Now what absorption is it gives you 2 extra hearts above your normal hearts, which kind of, when a monster attacks you or when you take damage, those hearts will go first. It's almost like having a health boost, basically. And before it used to restore it every 30 seconds, but now you just get the extra 2 hearts for the full 2 minutes. Yeah, 40% speed. You get the 2 hearts every 2 minutes for every golden apple you take. So you basically get 2 extra hearts over what you would have had. These can be useful if you are down on health and you need something in a pinch. If you take one of these, it will start with the 2 extra hearts first. So say if I was down to half health and took a golden apple, I would get 2 extra hearts, and then if a monster attacked me it would start and eat into those 2 extra hearts before it goes back to the normal health. This can be useful. It just gives your health that little bit of time, say with a regen potion, to get it back up to a reasonable level again. Aside from that, really, it doesn't do too much else. Before, I think it just gave you the 5 seconds of regeneration, so it has got somewhat of a buff. I've got to be careful with this sword though, because otherwise I'm going to break it. But why don't we take a look at some of these new potions in action? So let's take a golden apple, and that gives me, it's supposed to be 10 seconds, but that looked more like 5. Let's take one of these strength potions, and let's take ourselves a swiftness potion, and let's also take ourselves a regen potion. So we're pretty darn tanky right now. Let's show how this absorption works. So here are a bunch of mobs, lots of mobs. If they attack me, they will actually start and take those out first. Now, as you can see, I've lost one of those hearts, but as I attack mobs, these die in 1 hit. Now, as you can see, my 2 absorption hearts have gone. I still have the absorption effect, but I will not get those back. according to the patch notes anyway. But this is pretty fun, going around and one-shotting things. And obviously you're still going to get the sword effects on top of that as well. So yeah, that's the potion effects and the golden apple changes. Now there is still one more golden apple that we still have to talk about, and that is the enchanted variety. That got a remodel as well, but we aren't going to take one of those, for example, because they're too expensive. They require 8 gold blocks. I would rather save that for something more important, such as the Wither boss fight or something like that. Now this is the way you kill skeletons. One minor potion effect change, which could be quite important to note, is with spiders now. Spiders actually, sometimes on hard mode only, spawn with potion effects. So that's something to consider. As far as... Ooh, that's attacking me. I've got so much junk on me. I really want the arrows more than I want the meat. So, I'll drop the meat. Your way. I want your experience though. So this can be really useful now. You can get really tanky. I'm still getting regeneration, obviously, as you can see there, from the regeneration potion. So I'm barely taking any hits, and my armor isn't that great. You could probably fight. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could probably fight without any armor on. It depends how good your computer is and whether you get lag or not. But this can be really handy. Now, the potion effect changes have kind of caused a bit of controversy. I'm not going to lie about that. But some people will complain that it's made certain things too easy, the strength potions. It's made certain things too hard. It's made PvP a lot more harder than it used to be. Honestly, my understanding of it is that potions I never used much before anyway, so why would I use them anymore now? They probably would have the biggest impact in custom maps, where potions can be quite vital if you're going up against different mobs, but certainly for whatever vanilla throws at you, I think you should be pretty much okay with this stuff. Now, I can understand people's argument with PvP. Ooh, you got away there. But I'm not really going to get into that because I don't know PvP that well, so I don't know what's really good and what isn't, to be honest. But there we are. So, yes, back on to the main topic, the enchanted golden apple. And we already made one, we haven't ate it yet, but that will get the new effects despite us making it before the update. So if you made a lot of golden apples before the actual update, then you'll be fine. That you will still get the new effects, you won't get the old ones. The new enchanted golden apple still requires the 8 gold blocks and the apple, but instead now this will give you 2 minutes of absorption like we've just seen, 30 seconds of regeneration 5, 5 minutes of fire resistance and 5 minutes of general resistance. Now one of those guys means that you can't die from anything apart from, I believe it's just, I think, void and the kill command. See what work this makes of Enderman. 2 hits, not bad. Now I definitely want that ender pearl. Is there anybody coming for me? Oh, everything has to get me right now, doesn't it? I don't want that raw chicken. No, I want the flesh. Where's my ender pearls? Yum. Got an ender pearl. So this can be very useful. It can make combat for me a lot more fun, because if you've got to this point in the game where you have diamonds and you've got really good enchanted gear... Egg zombies! It's not Halloween yet, guys, come on. Don't want to egg me today, but there we go. But, you know, it's to be debated, as with all nerfs and buffs. It's always going to be debated, but for me, I'm quite happy with the way it is now. Am I picking up bones? Yes, I am. Bones are always handy, as are arrows. So I don't have an infinity bow. On the other hand, I have one of you. I don't want more of that stuff. So you'll be able to repair some stuff, like my sword, maybe. This can be a good way, if you're not into making monster spawner traps, to get a lot of experience very quickly. Because all you need to do is take a strength potion, and then just go into the nether and fight, because blazers live there. And I believe that with this sword you can one-shot blazers, Gas, again, it won't affect, but if you have a good bow, then you shouldn't have any problems. Aside from that, I believe it will also, maybe with a smite sword, one shot with a skeletons as well. Pigmen I've not tested against, so I don't know how much work it would make of pigmen, but I think they're much like zombies, so you shouldn't have too many problems if you happen to run into pigmen as well. But there we go. So that's going to be basically it for today's tutorial. That's all I really needed to talk about in relation to the potion and hunger changes. For the last 2 episodes, there was not too much that changed as regards potions, but in the next episode we will be taking a look at the hardened clay and the stained clay, which is always just that much more awesome. So let's just take a quick nap here, and everything else is pretty much the same as it was. There has been no other changes really. Certainly nothing worth covering, but there will be the potions and potion effects pages from the Minecraft wiki in the description if you wish to know more about these changes. So I've just gone over them very basically as more of an update than anything. But as I say, next episode we will be taking a look at the hardened and stained clay. So that's going to be just about it from me today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. So until then, see you later and have a good day. Hey, I'm back and I missed something really important, so we're going to talk about it now. So just a quick little thing that I missed, and that is the crafting recipe for the glistering melon, which is used to brew potions of healing, has now changed. So instead of the 1 nugget and the melon slice that you needed before, you now need to surround your melon slice with nuggets. So it's almost 1 ingot now per a glistering melon, so it's a lot more expensive than it used to be, but that's how you make a glistering melon, and then you can obviously use it to brew whatever potions you like. So that's it for now, guys. I am out of here. There's nothing more I need to say, so I hope that you've enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. So until then, see you later and have a good day.